Justice for Nex! 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 Owasso School, you can't hide! We charge you with genocide! Owasso School, you can't hide! We charge you with genocide! Owasso School, you can't hide! We charge you with genocide! Owasso School, you can't hide! We charge you with genocide! Owasso School, you can't hide! We charge you with genocide! Owasso School, you can't hide! We charge you with genocide! Owasso School, you can't hide! We charge you with genocide! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! 1, 2, 3, 4. Transphobia no more. 5, 6, 7, 8. Stop the violence, stop the hate. 1, 2, 3, 4. Transphobia no more. 5, 6, 7, 8. Stop the violence, stop the hate. 1, 2, 3, 4. Transphobia no more. 5, 6, 7, 8. Stop the violence, stop the hate. Trans lives matter. 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 Trans lives matter.
It's just not enough to show up for us and say that you support us. You also have to be invested in the lives of those who you know who are trans, who are queer. You have to really focus on the unlearning and committing to LGBTQ plus education. There has to be so much more to than just showing memory and commemoration. Today is just, I hope, is a start for some people today to really center this and to think about this more in their life, because I shouldn't have to be standing up here commemorating Nex. They should still be with us. They should still be learning and experiencing and going through all the pains and joys of life and learning from that and finding love and community. And I just remember being at that age, and I can't even imagine what it must have been like to experience that in those final days. And it makes me sad knowing that I also wanted to come out when I was around that age, and I chose not to. And that choice should never even be a part of this equation. So, just wanted to highlight that. I appreciate you all being here today. At this time, I would like to call up Celeste Trianon to speak, who some of you already know. Celeste does community work here and legal work for trans people in the city. So please welcome Celeste.
I'm not sure if you read this quote in the news before. Quote unquote. You've got to be strong and look the other way, because these people don't know who you are. They really didn't. Or rather, they really just wanted to refuse at all costs. They wanted to refuse at all costs to acknowledge Nex's humanity. Shouldn't that be enough? Shouldn't being strong sufficient? Shouldn't all that be enough for all of us? Fuck, is this the road we want to live in? The same road that cruelly stole Nex's life away from them. You're such a brilliant soul. Resilient, beautiful. You know, sort of like some of us back when we were teenagers, playing Minecraft, having a good time at home. Sometimes just being stuck in your bedroom forever because that was the safest place in the whole world. Yet your school has abandoned you. Society has abandoned you. I have a question for Nex's killers. This one goes to all the faces of contemporary imperialist anti-trans terrorism, both in the United States and globally. In particular, the Republican Party, Kevin Stitt, the governor of Oklahoma, Ryan Walters, the superintendent of the school district in which Nex was killed, and Chaya Raichik, the terrorist who encouraged these attacks to happen. How many more do you want to take? What makes you hate us so much, to the point where even describing us as subhuman would be generous? When will we stop treating trans lives as disposable? When will we stop treating indigenous lives, two-spirit lives, as disposable? You've already got so much blood on your hands, they cannot become any more red. So why bother? And when can you stop claiming that you love us so much that you're going to encourage your followers to kill us out of love? Next, I'm sorry we didn't protect you enough. I truly am. I'm sorry the road couldn't protect you enough. I'm sorry no one stood up for you. I'm sorry you were abandoned. It is too generous, quote unquote, it is too generous to say that the American colonial empire does nothing as kids are gunned down in classrooms, as thousands of children are being slaughtered in Gaza, and young teens like Nex Benedict are being beaten to death. It's too generous because that makes the United States sound impotent and even mournful at the state of this road. And look at us here. Look at how the state of Canada has managed to eliminate the voices of those who we now know as two-spirit through nothing other than settler colonialism. Now look at Pierre Poilievre, at Marlena Danielle-Smith, at our own media outlets such as Radio Canada spewing the very same disinformation that is maintaining white supremacy and enabling state-sanctioned assassination of trans people to continue. When can we get rid of these systems? When can we dismantle these structures which are imprisoning us and preventing us from stopping each other from getting killed? When can our objective in life no longer be to simply survive, to simply not get plucked off, whether by negligence, by murder, or by assassination, and instead thrive? Next, we're sorry to have abandoned you. We truly are. You did not deserve this, and you never will. I'm not sure how things have been for you in the last 3 weeks. I don't know how to even say it. I can't even tell where you are right now, but no matter where you are right now, you're not alone. I'm not sure if dreams can come true up there, but if they can, I wish that they come true as quickly as possible. I wish that all the trans people, and if not, I wish that all the trans people across planet Earth, and especially across colonized societies like ours, especially as we're trying to fight for liberation, trying to fight for fighting for land back, fighting for us. Let's make sure that your dreams will at least become true for others. And we're gonna make your dreams come true. We will. Please give me a second. It's been brought to my attention that Nex Benedict's mom, Sue, was involved in a car crash very recently. I believe either today or yesterday. And she was just very recently discharged from the hospital. Nex's grandma as well. If you're able to support Nex's family, you still can. Their GoFundMe can be found online pretty easily. The fundraiser is noted under their dead name, unfortunately, but it still remains there, and they're going to be donating funds to the Trevor Project in the U.S. in order to help counter the effects of anti-trans hate. So for the more privileged ones among us here, please do something about it. Whether it be through community liberation, through small things, cooking meals for friends, doing small gestures to enable each other to live better lives. Please do. If you have money, help the trans folks around you. Help the trans people who cannot afford their surgeries, who are severely in debt, who are risking bankruptcy owing to this very system that continues to oppress us all. Change is possible. I know things might seem bleak right now, but dreams can and will come true. It is up to us now to make sure Nex's dreams come true. And it's our duty, in our quest for trans liberation, for Indigenous liberation, for Two-Spirit liberation, that we all continue to take action towards making this world a better place for us all. Okay, one last thing. Sorry, this is unrelated. Free Palestine.
Thank you so much for that, Celeste. I'm also going to say a few words. This week, I've been experiencing just a lot of, I think for me, it's a lot of burnout, but also because I grew up as a queer person and closeted trans person, as someone who felt a lot, didn't understand myself, didn't understand why I couldn't just be out and be fully myself. And that came with a lot of emotions. It was a lot of pain at that age, especially bullying on top of that. I also experienced bullying in middle school. And it's just, for me, I think this week, I've made playlists wishing that I could share them with Nex, because I know they loved rock music, and a lot of pain means you have good taste in music. And I was just wanted to share that with them. There were so many things I wish, even though they didn't know me. As another just Indigenous trans person, I'm there's a lot that we didn't get to share with them. And I hate that. I was journaling this week, I think, just trying to figure out what to exactly say that hasn't already been said. But for me, there were some thoughts that I had this week when thinking of Nex and thinking of my transness that I'd like to share. To be trans is to start over. To be trans is to start again. I am not trans just because you see me. I am trans because I live in the transition. Police can't police me. They only release parts of my truth, if they talk about me at all. The reality of masking and trauma and oppression is one that nothing, no video, no photo could capture. I am not trans just because someone believes I exist or thinks I have a right to exist. I am trans indefinitely. I am trans controversially. I am trans irreplaceably. I am trans legal or not. Identity is in spirit. Identity is a choice that I want to make for myself. It's something that it's my right. We need to set our spirits free. We need to make it so that people can live in spirit in identity. When I was growing up, I died more than I lived. Being trans and being closeted was dying over and over in cycles and loops. I was able to grow up and live now more than I die. Nex didn't. To be trans is to die when you can only be trans on the inside. Trans youth are sacred. They are on a journey. They need to be protected. I'm sorry we couldn't protect you, Nex. To be trans is to love, to be in a transition, to be devoted to your transcendence. Trans is a superpower, but I can't save myself if the city and everyone around me tells me that I don't need saving. To be trans is to experience all the heartache, passion, joy, and thrill of authenticity. My transness has nothing to do with you ignorant people. I'm still trans even though you hate me. The feeling of rage at these killers is normal. It is expected. It is a horrifying experience to even process that something like this can happen. We are all different. Trans people are different, but we deserve your respect. We live in different worlds. I was in a world between worlds growing up, but I'm glad I'm still in this world. I'm glad that I was able to transform. Nex's death was preventable. All of the deaths were. I wish there was a way to reach trans youth that is tangible and consistent, not just online, not just in thought or prayer. We need cohesive safety networks across the board. We need active engagement in education. We need you all to take initiative for trans lives. One day or day one, I wrote. Day one always. Day infinity. Keep trans kids alive. Keep transness alive. Because to be trans and to have to hide is to rot. Don't let hatred rule the day. Rule the day. And I wrote this because hate crimes like this and hatred like this is something that no one should have to experience, no one should have to witness. And it shouldn't be controversial to say that trans lives matter. Above all, I want justice, but I also want freedom. I want peace. I want happiness for trans people, for indigenous trans people, for trans youth. I want trans youth to be able to grow up, to thrive, not just survive, to feel at one with themselves, even if they struggle internally. There's so many words that I could say, but yet I'm just speechless. Because for me this week, it's really been about that it could have been me. It almost was me at that age. And for me, even though I'm an adult now and I've found senses of community and belonging, it's still never easy. My dead name still haunts me every night, every morning. Can't even look at my face for too long. That's the reality of dysphoria. It's the reality of not being able to be trans when I was young. Even though I came out at the age of 19, it feels longer. And that's something I wish trans people and trans youth could experience. Nex didn't get to experience that. There's a sense of in me that there's failure, there's anger, there's sadness. But also for me, it tells me to just keep going, because I have hope that, at least in my world and my experience, and when I connect with people, that I can hopefully bridge those gaps that were so divided previously. And there's I think for people here who are not trans, who are not queer today, I just really just want to say that if you see us, that's great, but also I want you to fight for us. I want you to be our accomplice. I want you to celebrate us when we feel like we can't celebrate ourselves. And I don't want to have to perform my identity 100% all the time to feel like I'm truly trans. Next, I love you in this world and the next. And I know you've made your journey to the spirit world. And I'm sorry I couldn't join you on this journey. And I hope that no other youth has to experience this type of isolation and fear and hatred. I hope that trans youth can live and look back on it one day and just feel at ease and feel comfort, feel the love to learn, the love to grow. And we're taking one step today just by being here. And I thank you all for coming. Yeah, thank you. To continue to be trans, even in times like this, is overwhelming. And I'm glad that I was able to find spaces that make me feel safe and validated. And a few of those spaces in Montreal, Project 10, Corey McGill, Trans Patients Union, and Asterix, there's definitely a lot that I'm really grateful that exist and that are open to people and to youth. So I now want to invite Queer McGill to come up and say a few words if you're around.
Worried that the traumas of the next generations of students will surpass any resources that we can offer. I can't imagine being at the beginning of gender exploration, a theoretically exciting and euphoric time, and living in Oklahoma. Nex lived in a state where gender transition care for minors is criminalized. Trans women can't join women's sports teams. As passed by a bill in 2022, public school students are required to use bathrooms according to the sex listed on their birth certificate. This is poisonous legislation. It comes with a death toll, and it will kill more of us. And queer activists have told this to Oklahoma officials and have been ignored. Nex's death is contextualized by a state determined to dehumanize trans people. Nex's death is also contextualized by intersecting systems of oppression. It's important to recognize that Nex was Indigenous, and it's also important to recognize that Indigenous people are disproportionately victims of violence. This is heartbreaking. Every trans person deserves safety, but I don't know where that is anymore. I thought it might be here, but Montreal is not immune from far-right rhetoric. I'm scared for all of us, but I'm also proud of our resilience. I'm glad we're here, taking time to honor Nex, who deserved many decades beyond 16. I don't ever want the death of a 16-year-old to be unimportant. We should continue to gather in the cold, in the dark, and remember and mourn and be angry. To every trans person in this audience, I love you, and I'm sorry, and I'm glad you're here.
Hi, me again. Thank you so much, Queer Miguel. Yeah, I remember going to Queer McGill and getting my first binders, so I appreciate that. I'm also at McGill, so thank you for that. It's just really important that we just keep fighting and advocating for trans people, and queer people, gender diverse people. And I'm really glad that there are spaces in Montreal that are affirming and that are supportive. So now I'd like to call up Bloc Montreal. If anyone wants to speak, feel free to come up. Yeah, Pink Bloc, sorry. Pink Bloc.
Hi everyone. I don't know if I have that much to say that hasn't already been said. I mean, like all of you, I'm deeply sad. More than anything though, I'm fucking angry. Nex's brutal murder was a direct result of these laws in Oklahoma and the normalization of transphobic discourse, which comes with the introduction of these types of laws, which comes with transphobic discourses in mainstream media. There's been a shift towards the acceptability of transphobia over the last decade or so, and especially in the last few years, even more so in the last few months. Just yesterday, Radio Canada, a supposedly center-left media outlet right here in Quebec, posted a disgustingly transphobic hour-long special about how it's too easy for us to access gender-affirming care. Thank you.
Fuck them.
Nex is not the first or the last person to die because of these things. And it's happening right now in Alberta, in Saskatchewan, in New Brunswick, with the Comité de Sage. It's the next step here in Quebec. If they want to fucking politicize our lives and our identities, let's fucking show them how political we can be.
Yes!
We need to fucking show them if they're gonna take the fucking monopoly on violence in this society, we need to fucking take it back. We don't need to be afraid to be fucking violent. We need to let our violence show. Revolution now, free Palestine, fuck everything.
Thank you. I echo that. Does anyone want to speak as well? Awesome.
Hi, also from Pink Bloc, and something that really enrages me is how they're all organized. The right wing, they're completely organized. They're all working together with their sole goal is to genocide trans people, genocide Palestinians, genocide everything. We're living in the first steps, not even the first steps, the advanced steps of a queer genocide. And they treat it as if it's a game, as if our lives are a fucking meme. And I hate it. I hate how we're not valued at all. We need to value ourselves. We need to unite together. We need to be as fucking organized as them, even more organized and able, in order to bash back against them. Nex's life was so precious. All our trans kids' lives are precious. All trans lives are precious. The people killed, they're martyrs. They are proof that we are under attack and we need to treat it as seriously. And we need to really unite it around that, because or else we're just all gonna be the next in line. And we need to, if they're gonna toy with our lives as a game, they need to feel the way we feel. They need to feel the fear and the uncertainty and the dread that we feel every day, because they treat our lives as if it's nothing. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. So we want to do like a few chants if you're feeling it. Okay, so first one, So I'm gonna say, what do you want? What do we want? You say justice, and I'm gonna say, when do we want it now? Cool? Okay. What do we want?
Justice!
When
do we want it?
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, 4. You're gonna say transphobia no more. And I'm gonna say 5, 6, 7, 8. Stop the violence, stop the hate. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Transphobia no more.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Stop the violence, stop the hate.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Transphobia no more!
5, 6, 7, 8.
Stop the violence, stop the hate!
1, 2, 3, 4.
Transphobia no more!
5, 6, 7, 8.
Stop the violence, stop the hate!
1, 2, 3, 4.
Transphobia no more!
5, 6, 7, 8.
Stop the violence, stop the hate!
1, 2, 3, 4.
Transphobia no more!
5, 6, 7, 8.
Stop the violence, stop the hate!
1, 2, 3, 4.
Transphobia no more!
5, 6, 7, 8.
Stop the violence, stop the hate!
Awesome. I'm gonna say, trans youth, don't you cry, and you will say, we will never let you die. Awesome? Okay. Trans youth, don't you cry.
We will never let you die.
Trans youth, don't you cry.
We will never let you die.
Trans youth, don't you cry.
We will never let you die!
Trans youth, don't you cry.
We will never let you die!
Trans youth, don't you cry.
We will never let you die!
Trans youth, don't you cry.
We will never let you die!
Trans youth, don't you cry.
We will never let you die!
Trans youth, don't you cry.
We will never let you die!
Trans youth, don't you cry.
We will never let you die!
Trans youth, don't you cry.
We will never let you die!
Trans youth, don't you cry.
We will never let you die!
Trans youth, don't you cry.
We will never let you die!
Awesome. Thank you. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna say, libs of TikTok, you can't hide. Then you'll say, we charge you with hate crimes.
We charge you with genocide. How about that?
That too. Alright.
Yeah.
We've all. Libs of TikTok, you can't hide.
We charge you with genocide.
Libs of TikTok, you can't hide.
We charge you with genocide.
Libs of TikTok, you can't hide.
We charge you with genocide.
Libs of TikTok, you can't hide.
We charge you with genocide.
Libs of TikTok, you can't hide.
We charge you with genocide.
Libs of TikTok, you can't hide.
We charge you with genocide!
Libs of TikTok, you can't hide.
We charge you with genocide!
Libs of TikTok, you can't hide.
We charge you with genocide!
Libs of TikTok, you can't hide.
We charge you with genocide!
Libs of TikTok, you can't hide.
We charge you with genocide!
Libs of TikTok, you can't hide.
We charge you with genocide!
Libs of TikTok, you can't hide.
We charge you with genocide.
Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna say, Oklahoma, you've been told, and then you say, let trans kids grow old.
Okay.
Oklahoma, you've been told.
Let trans kids grow old!
Oklahoma, you've been told.
Let trans kids grow old!
Oklahoma, you've been told.
Let trans kids grow old!
Oklahoma, you've been told.
Let trans kids grow old.
Oklahoma, you've been told.
Let trans kids grow old.
Oklahoma, you've been told.
Let trans kids grow old.
Oklahoma, you've been told.
Let trans kids grow old.
Oklahoma, you've been told.
Let trans kids grow old.
Oklahoma, you've been told.
Let trans kids grow
now I'm gonna say, Owasso School, you can't hide, we charge you with genocide. Owasso School, you can't hide,
We charge you with genocide.
Owasso School, you can't hide,
We charge you with genocide.
Owasso School, you can't hide,
We charge you with genocide.
Owasso School, you can't hide,
We charge you with genocide.
Owasso School, you can't hide,
We charge you with genocide.
Owasso School, you can't hide,
We charge you with genocide.
Owasso School, you can't hide,
We charge you with genocide.
Owasso School, you can't hide,
We charge you with genocide.
Owasso School, you can't hide,
We charge you with genocide.
Owasso School, you can't hide,
We charge you with genocide.
Owasso School, you can't hide,
We charge you with genocide.
Owasso School, you can't hide.
We charge you with genocide.
Awesome. Okay. I'm gonna say, Oklahoma, what do you say? And then how many kills have you killed today? That's what you're gonna say.
How many kids have you killed today?
Oklahoma, what do you say?
How many kids did he kill today?
Oklahoma, what do you say?
How many kids did he kill today?
Oklahoma, what do you say?
How many kids did he kill today?
Oklahoma, what do you say?
How many kids did he kill today?
Oklahoma, what do you say?
How many kids did he kill today?
Oklahoma, what do you say?
How many kids did he kill today?
Oklahoma, what do you say?
How many kids did he kill today?
Oklahoma, what do you say?
How many kids did he kill today?
Oklahoma, what do you say?
How many kids did he kill today?
Oklahoma, what do you say?
How many kids did he kill today?
Oklahoma, what do you say?
How many kids did he kill today?
Oklahoma, what do you say?
How many kids did he kill today?
Oklahoma, what do you say?
How many kids did he kill today?
Oklahoma, what do you say?
How many kids did he kill today?
Oklahoma, what do you say?
How many kids did he kill today?
Oklahoma, what do you say?
How many kids did he kill today?
Awesome. Okay. Okay, we're all gonna say justice for Nex, okay? Justice for Nex!
Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex! Justice for Nex!
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, awesome. Okay, we'll go back to the other one. So what do we want? Justice. When do we want it now? What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
Thank you. Awesome. Okay. Okay, now we're gonna say trans lives matter, okay? Trans lives matter!
Trans lives matter! Trans lives matter! Trans lives matter! Trans lives matter! Trans lives matter! Trans lives matter! Trans lives matter! Trans lives matter! Trans lives matter! Trans lives matter! Trans lives matter! Trans lives matter! Trans lives matter! Trans lives matter!
Oklahoma, you've been told, let trans kids grow old. Oklahoma, you've been told,
Let trans kids grow old!
Oklahoma, you've been told,
Let trans kids grow old!
Oklahoma, you've been told,
Let trans kids grow old!
Oklahoma, you've been told,
Let trans kids grow old!
Oklahoma, you've been told,
Let trans kids grow old!
Oklahoma, you've been told,
Let trans kids grow old!
Oklahoma, you've been told,
Let trans kids grow old!
Oklahoma, you've been told,
Let trans kids grow old!
Oklahoma, you've been told,
Let trans kids grow old!
Oklahoma, you've been told,
Let trans kids grow old!
Oklahoma, you've been told,
Let trans kids grow old!
Oklahoma, you've been told.
Let trans kids grow old!
Trans rights are under attack! What do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
Trans lives are under attack. What do we do?
When trans kids are under attack, what do we do? When trans kids are under attack, what do we do?
Trans kids are under attack. What do we do? When trans kids are under attack,
what do we do? When trans kids are under attack, what do we do? When trans kids are under attack, what do we do?
When trans kids are under attack,
what do we do?
When trans kids are under attack, what do we do? When trans kids are under attack, what do we do?
When trans kids are under attack, what do we do?
When- Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna end off with protect trans kids.
I said a classic.
Protect trans kids!
Protect trans kids!
Protect trans kids!
Protect trans kids! Protect trans kids! Protect trans kids! Protect trans kids! Protect trans kids! Protect trans kids! Protect trans kids! Protect trans kids! Protect trans kids! Protect trans kids! Protect trans kids! Protect trans kids! Protect trans kids! Protect trans kids! Protect trans kids! Protect trans kids! Protect trans kids! Protect trans kids! Protect trans kids! Protect trans kids! Protect trans kids! Protect trans kids! Protect trans kids! Protect trans kids! Protect trans kids! Protect trans kids! Protect trans kids! Protect trans kids! Protect trans kids! Protect trans kids!
Protect trans kids!
Protect trans kids!
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. I felt the energy. That was great. Awesome. Okay. So I'd like to open up the space now. I think we have one more person who'd like to speak. So yeah. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Emerson. My pronouns are they, he, and I'm 18. And I wanted to speak here today because every trans life that is lost is a tragedy, and especially trans kids. Like, most of the trans people that I know, myself included, spent our teen years or our teenage or like our childhood years not feeling at home in our bodies and not having like the same childhood as others, and I know a lot of us feel robbed of it. And especially with Nex, like, they were a teenager. They deserve to be with their family, to play Minecraft and snuggle up with their cat Zeus. And I think about them whenever I have the privilege of, you know, like snuggling with my cat. And every trans child deserves to be in a place and to be in a world where they can be themselves and they can experience growing up and being a teenager without being afraid of what others will say. I hope that trans kids can participate in all of their school activities, like playing sports or going to prom wearing the clothing that matches their gender. It might seem like small things, but it's not. And a lot of the times, lacking this safety and these experiences leads many trans youth, unfortunately, to die by suicide. And so I just wanted to mention all of our trans siblings who have died by suicide or who have suicidal ideation. You're not alone. We will fight for you, and we will fight for you to be seen, and we will stand up every single time you are attacked. And yeah, to all the queer and trans kids out there, I know most of you can't hear me, but I hope one day you're in a safe space where you can express yourself and have all of the joys of growing up. And yeah, that's it. Thank you all. And once again, I wanted to shout out the people that organize this. Shout out to Atreyu, and shout out to every space out there that allows trans kids to have a break from this homophobic and transphobic world, and that allows them to be themselves, because a lot of the times that is life-saving for us. So thank you, and thank you for standing in solidarity with us, and for standing up and fighting back.
Thank you so much, Emerson. So I'd like to open up the space. If anyone wants to say a few words or recite a poem or say a prayer, this is open call period if anyone has anything to say. If not, that's totally cool. Just wanted to put it out there because I want to make space for that. So yeah, like, no? Okay, well, just let me know. Anyone would like to speak? Oh, yeah, awesome.
Hi, my name is Lior. I don't have anything prepared, but I just want to say it's really, really powerful to be able to be here with all of you sharing light in this way, not grieving alone, but grieving together, hoping together. It's hard not to feel so much rage for every life lost, Nex included, and what their fellow classmates did to them is terrible. It's atrocious, it's abhorrent, and they will have to live with that, and I'm so sad for them that they have to live with that. But it's those in power who allow a culture of violence in their schools, in their legislatures. It's them who have failed their children. Shame. Thank you.
awesome. Yeah, so do you want to speak? Yeah.
Hello, my name is Juno. I use all pronouns, and I don't have anything prepared to say, but I would like every single trans and queer person in the crowd who was once a trans and queer kid to be proud of yourself for making it this far. Not everyone does, and it is hard. It's really hard. And you are here today. And even if you know people who aren't able to be here today, please remember them. Please be proud of them. It's hard, okay? This happened in America, but a lot of people don't realize this kind of violence, this kind of hatred happens in Canada, not just in stereotypical redneck places like Alberta. I come from a small town in rural Manitoba in a very small Bible Belt that not many people know of, and it is horrible. I went to school, I was the first trans kid out in my school, and I went to school every day in fear that something like what happened to Nex would happen to me, but I did it because existence is resistance. And I was lucky enough to be in a privileged enough place where I could exist and take that risk to exist so that I could be a source of representation for the other kids in my school, in my communities who could not be out.
Yes!
And when I was in 11th grade, I had a new kid transfer, and so my friend Sal's here today, and we were the only 2 trans kids in our whole high school, and that is because we both came from outside. We didn't grow up in the town that we went to school in. We just unfortunately had to transfer in. I know many trans kids from that town who were never able to come out, who are trapped in that town. They are stuck there, they cannot leave. And it is important that those who can leave, those who are in places like Montreal, in cities, in places where you can exist, that you do exist. You deserve to take up space, okay? The kids who can't take up space, be proud, be loud, don't let anyone diminish your identity. Live every day to the fullest and happiness. If you cannot find trans and queer joy, create it. Thank you.
Yeah. I guess y'all can just like come up and take the mic.
Oui, ça se peut que je parle en français ou en anglais ou un peu des deux. Je suis vraiment désolée. Ma voix va peut-être casser parce que soit par la testo ou la douleur, en fait. On va se le dire. Je pensais pas parler live, mais honnêtement, je sais pas si en ce moment j'ai plus de douleur, de peine, si j'ai plus de colère ou si j'ai plus de peur. Je pense que c'est un mélange des trois. Je pense que c'est de voir Nex, de voir toutes les personnes qu'on a perdues, qu'on perd. Le fait que, il y a 2 semaines, j'étais ici aussi pour une vigile pour les femmes, filles, personnes sous-spirit et trans, autochtones, assassinées, disparues. Ça fait juste me montrer que le monde s'en crisse, là. Ils se crissent de nous autres, en tant que personnes trans, en tant que personnes autochtones, en tant que personnes two-spirit. Genre, no one fucking cares. Ils ont même pas collé une ambulance, là. Je sais pas, j'ai incroyablement mal, j'ai incroyablement de colère, puis c'est pas, tu sais, ça a été dit avant, c'est pas juste aux États-Unis, c'est pas juste, tu sais, dans les petites villes, c'est pas juste à l'extérieur. Littéralement, hier, j'ai eu genre de la merde de personnes genre transphobes dans un bar aux toilettes. Comme, c'est tout ça que c'est à chaque jour, à chaque moment, que je suis sûre que vous savez toutes et tous ce que je veux dire de toutes ces choses-là qu'on vit, qu'on endure, puis qu'on se fait dire après ça qu'on n'est pas capable de décider pour nous-mêmes ou qu'on choisit ça, qu'on choisit ces choses-là. Je comprends pas. Puis je pense à Nex, qui était une autre personne sous spirit, qui... C'est quelque chose de beau, c'est quelque chose de... It's sacred, être une personne sous spirit, être une personne trans, puis c'est quelque chose qu'on devrait célébrer. Pour moi, ça a été beaucoup de sources de joie à travers des gens que je connais, de mes amis. Mais c'est aussi tellement de douleur, c'est tellement de peur, c'est tellement de se demander c'est qui ça va être la prochaine personne. Ça va-tu être moi? Ça va-tu être un de mes amis? Ça va-tu être encore un autre enfant qu'on va perdre, qui va pas avoir la chance de vivre, la chance de grandir, la chance de juste exister? j'ai mal. C'est tout.
Hi, folks. I might be shifting a lot because my feet are extremely cold. My name's Clara. I go by she, her pronouns. I'm a cis person, so I'm here as an ally. And all I can think of, is I wish more allies would speak up. This could be my best friend, my childhood friend. I'm grateful to have you guys here in this world, and I think you all need to know that. And I think my words are directed more to allies. Just if you're seeing somebody saying transphobic comments, just open up the discussion. You're in that safe position to do that. Let people know that you're not going to stand for that kind of stuff. I'm a live by your actions type of person. Doesn't cost much to do that. If your friend's parents are using their dead name or misusing their pronouns, the least you can do is say, hey, their name is actually this. You meant to say this pronoun. It goes such a long way. It lets people know in the nonverbals that you care about their existence and that you're going to prioritize them, being here. And this is just a tangible way of doing suicide prevention for trans youth, for queer youth. So, again, for all the allies there, I think as Trey, you said earlier, yeah, it's one thing to say, I see you, but do better. Live by your actions. Be there for trans youth. Speak up. Show up to events like these and say what you're doing and live by it. I know it's uncomfortable. It may make you challenge, what you know about gender and what you know about your identity or what you know about other people's identities. And you know what? It's not your place to really police other people's bodies or to really think about that. Just let people exist. Be grateful to have them in your life. It's a privilege to have these people in your lives. People are precious. So just think about this little time that we all have on this earth and do your best to be one less shitty human being. So that's kind of all I want to say. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Okay, I know we're all freezing, so. Okay. Thank you all. It's so nice to hear from everyone today, and just to, thank you all for coming. And we're gonna close with a smudging ceremony and a prayer for Nex. Just to recognize their journey into the spirit world and say a quick prayer. I'm gonna say it in Anishinaabe. I grew up speaking my language. I just wanna take this time to do a prayer and for Nex. Okay. I haven't studied my language in a while, so bear with me. So I will say a prayer in Anishinaabe for Nex. I grew up saying these prayers in elementary school, high school. I used to attend this thing called Big Circle at my school, and we would have every Friday. We would say prayers, we would sing songs, and we would say what we learned so far. And I just want to say a prayer for Nex, so wherever they are. I hope they hear it, and I hope that, and then we'll have a moment of silence to close. Kachimi gwach, gijamnado, kinigego, gijatoyen, kinigego gamijan, Kachimi gwach, kinigego, gijatoyen, Kachimi gwach, gamijan, ake, Kachimi gwach, kinigego, gamijan, nasewen, Kachimi gwach, kinigego, gamijan, bamatsuan, Kachimi gwach, kinigego, gijatoyen, Kachimi gwach, kinigego, gamijan, Kachimi gwach, kinigego, nabi, Kachimi gwach, kinigego, ake, Kachimi gwach, kinigego, nasewen, Kachimi gwach, kinigego, bamatsuan, Kachimi gwach, kinigego, gamijan, ahau. To this grandmother sky, grandfather sky, grandmother moon, to the sun, wind, the earth, creator, Kijamdado. I'm sending this prayer for Nex. I hope they've made it to the spirit world safely. And I hope that they're okay. I'm sorry, my translation was, I just I'm saying the prayer, knowing that they couldn't stay on this earth for as much longer. They couldn't be with the water for much longer. They couldn't live the good life any longer. And that now I hope they're back with Creator. I love you, Nex. Thank you. I would now like to take a moment of silence to close out our vigil for Nex Benedict, a two-spirit youth who was taken from us too soon and we hope is in the spirit world and is at peace. Thank you. Thank you all for coming today. It was good to see everybody and to share with you all this really difficult time. And I hope that you all take away from this, that more needs to be done and that there needs to be active involvement with queer, trans, and community issues. And we need more than just eyes. We need accomplices. We need support. And we need advocacy, and we need long-term commitment. We need long-term effort and movement. And yeah, thank you all. We love you, Nex. Thank you all. I hope you all get home safe. Feel free to drop a candle or anything you'd like at the altar. Thank you all for coming.